Grab a six pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six pack, sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six pack, sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six pack, sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 194 of the Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. I'm your host, as always. I'm Tyler, and joining me, we have the man himself. We have the Colonel, the one and only Gables. What's up, buddy?
Ahoy. I'm actually pretty good. After another hard work week, it's just very nice just to be able to sit down and just record a podcast. I'll just say that right now. But
agreed.
Tyler, how are you doing?
Yes. I'm doing all right, man. Same boat. After a long week, it's nice to sit down, drink a couple beers, have a good conversation with your buddies, and talk about video games.
All right.
It's always fun to do. And you assholes out there listening can also listen to our conversation.
And talk to us.
And talk to us too. Not like now, but because we've already pre-recorded the show by the time you've heard this. But future now, you can. But anyways, I don't know. I'm messing up the time continuum here. Justin is back.
Hello.
Were you gone last week? Or were you here?
Yeah, I was
okay?
gone.
I don't remember.
It's so hard to remember.
You can't even remember.
It's like Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
Holes all over the place. My story.
My mind. The time continuum. Space-time continuum. Whatever. Fuck, just talk.
How's it going?
I already asked you.
I know. I'm doing good. I'm glad to be here as well. Listened to you guys' show last week. It was nice. Really enjoyed it.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
And I'm not sure about... I'm sure down in New Mexico it is nice. And also in the Northwest. But here it is very nice for this time of the year. And it is fantastic outside.
Yes.
The weather is
February?
awesome.
Yeah.
Went outside, went on a walk in the park with my family. And it was really cool.
That's good.
Very cool.
It's nice being
and warm.
Yeah, it's nice being able to walk around work because a lot of parts are separated and outside and not freeze your balls off. So,
yeah.
Luckily, we have a man from New Mexico that can tell us how the weather is.
Yes.
Troy.
So,
how are you?
First of all, I got to start with my catchphrase. What's the business? And so there's a couple things I want to unpack about the conversation that has happened so far. First of all, yeah, like it's tough trying to keep track of even remembering, last week's podcast. Like I was caught up trying to remember what games I played this week and whether or not that was last week and whether or not I mentioned them last week. And like, I was like, oh man, where did that end? And then on top of that, being on, two podcasts, weekly recorded podcast, it's even more difficult to keep straight the things you have talked about and or mentioned and stuff like that. So that's an interesting thing. And on the weather front, there's a term that I've been hearing recently, and it wasn't just on local weather, but also on like national weather. Like I'll watch the Today Show during the week in the morning when I get up, and this term unseasonably mild has been used more than a few times to describe the weather, which I think is absurd. Like unseasonably warm, everybody understands what that means. Oh, it's warmer than it normally is during this time of year. Unseasonably cold, that would mean, oh, it's colder than it typically is in this time of year. But unseasonably mild makes no sense at all.
Yeah, especially when you live in a country where there's so many different types of weather going on at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, it's unseasonably okay. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
It's like, especially when it's not like 20 degrees or 10 degrees warmer than normal. It's like 60 degrees.
That is unseasonably warm. That is not unseasonably mild.
Yeah. This isn't fucking Taco John's with like 30 different types of hot sauce. Like this, it's unseasonably warm.
It's a mild hot sauce.
I would, yes. Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise everything
Mild
in
cold
New Mexico
sauce.
is great. It has been unseasonably mild, apparently. Probably pretty close to what it's been. I mean, I think the whole country is probably up in the 60s and 70s, which is, crazy for some parts of the country. Somewhat normal for New Mexico, but yeah. Man, climate change. It's one of them things, man.
Yeah, a couple.
We'll keep spinning,
Yeah, for now.
changing.
Unless it's Superman 2, where he actually stops it spinning and makes it spin backwards to go
Ooh.
back in time to save Lois Lane. Because that's how space time.
What happened to the buildings?
Huh?
Does it show you?
No, it just
Anything happened to
it was 1970s, Justin. We were
Okay.
lucky to get an actual picture of the Earth stop spinning and then spinning
That's a
back.
good point.
Yeah, well, I mean, you think about like the things that happen in life that we take for granted that are just a product of the world continuing to spin around,
Universe.
and to think that even for a split second that all of that comes to a screeching halt and then reverses direction, there's got to be some sort of crazy, unforeseen like effects that come from that.
Well, yeah, Lois Lane came back to life.
You're flying into a mountain 400 miles away in a split second and smashing into nothing.
I can just see somebody just like
But
making a
Lois Lane's
pizza
alive.
pie or something like that, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden just unseasonably, mildly just go through and just dump the pizza down the tray or something.
Maybe that's what caused it. Did Superman go back? Did he reverse time on us? We don't know it. Are we going backwards? Is that we're gonna get snow in June?
That's technically what you do with
Yeah,
like the
we're
friggin'
cold
Superman
before
movie or
July,
something
yeah.
like that, where he just goes back in time by just going like reversing the Earth's rotation or something like that.
Yeah. And I do want to go back to the whole remembering what you talked about in the podcast. It's really bad because I do the show. I'm on the show, obviously. I edit the show, so I listen to it twice. Sometimes more than twice. And I don't remember what the hell was talked about half the time on the show. So I understand it. But anyways, we are not a climate change podcast, although it would be fun maybe to do one day. We are a video game podcast.
I
mainly.
always wanted to go to school to learn meteorology, and not even because I wanted to be a weatherman, just because I personally wanted to understand like the weather and why it changed and how it changed. Like I've always been fascinated by that.
Tornadoes.
I just wanted to wear like a blue dress in front of a green screen. that was kind of what I wanted to do.
I understand.
Yeah.
You can do that now. You can do that on Twitch.
That's true. I was looking
Oh,
at
man.
green screens the other day. They're like, you can get one for like $18.
Man, that would be awesome. Having your own green screen stuff, just do like,
I'd
a
like to
little
have
weather report, and then all of a sudden you're just drawing like a big dick or something in the
Do my own
background.
fake
I like to have a podcast about how those work.
green screens.
I've seen people wearing a green shirt on accident, and you can see like right through them. It looks
Oh
so
yeah,
weird.
yeah. Whatever is you have
Stay
set
invisible,
to
Justin.
the cutout, it basically displays through whatever you're wearing. I
It's interesting.
would like to know like why they chose green. Like I don't know if there's something about like the pigment
Yeah.
of people's skin like is probably less prevalent in green, so that because all you're doing, you're basically telling the camera to pull everything green out of there and replace it with something. So green was probably something like, well, if we use red, then all of a sudden everybody looks pale as fuck, you know. So it's like we had to come up with a color that was going to have as little impact on the quality of the image as possible, and I think green was probably what they landed on.
Probably. It's
Yeah,
probably
you're
like
probably right.
as far as like colors for like people wear. I think green was probably in the low end of that. So that could have something to do with it too.
That too.
Who knows? Fucking shit's weird, man. Technology. But anyways, video games. Let's say back to video games, but we haven't got there
Dude,
yet,
I want to
so
derail
video
again.
games.
Like, I want to do a Twitch stream where I have a green screen and I put myself, like, it looks like I'm playing in, like, a bathroom stall. Like, in a public restroom. Like, that would be the shit. Like, it totally, to everybody who, like, is viewing from home, it looks like I'm sitting in a bathroom stall playing video games.
Or it's somebody's wake.
We
Just
should
playing
do it
Superman
is, like,
64.
change your computer chair to an actual like toilet.
There you go.
Just sit on it. And have like a roll of toilet paper on the side there. We get to go. Then like write like a phone number on there for a good time call.
Technology, man. I love it. From time to time, I'll just reach for the
Yes.
toilet paper.
Yeah. It's like, what is he doing? He didn't even wash his hands. This is gross. I'm not using that controller.
His controller.
You should have like pink eye, just to go full bore with it. Give yourself pink eye.
Oh, man.
Show commitment.
You
Hey,
just
you gotta be committed to this stuff.
Big old swollen.
get some
dripping eyes.
random things of chocolate and just like start eating little bits of chocolate while you're on.
There's shit everywhere.
I'm eating a Snickers bar.
You
Is
just
it
start
like a-
wiping it on the bathroom stalls.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like Caddyshack. Oh, it's just Baby Ruth. Just take a bite out of it.
Just take a bite out of it, all of a sudden
These are
people
good
faint.
Do you want me to edit this out and we can save this and actually just do it ourselves?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Nah, it's probably good. I'll probably think about this too. when I
It's going to
listen
become the new trend. Now everybody's going to be twitching from the bathroom.
If it's not happening, if it's not a thing already.
Yeah, it's got somebody. I can't be the only one who came up with this idea.
Oh no,
What is it, like,
no, that
Rule
sounds too
34 of the
perfect.
internet? If you thought of it, it's already happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, video games.
Yeah, video games.
Games.
What are those? Not nearly as exciting as climate change and video game and playing games in the bathroom, the green screen, and eating Babe Ruths. Anyways, we're gonna go jump into what we've been playing over the past week. I'm gonna start with you, Josie, because you've been gone for a couple weeks now.
Okay.
It's been 6 months now.
I honestly have not played that much,
Okay.
but I do have something to talk about.
Oh boy.
I picked. Oh boy.
Strap yourselves in, everybody.
Okay, grab your seat, boy.
I'm in the bathroom now.
I got the first expansion of DLC for Resident Evil 7.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like $10. I was gonna buy the season pass. I kind of wish I would have now because the second one's $14.99.
So we're gonna save $5 probably in the end.
Yeah, and maybe more later on when the third one comes out. I'm not sure how much that will cost. But
3 expansions?
yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's 3 different parts of it, and the first one is like you're in the basement of. If you play the game, you'll know this area. It's like kind of like zombies. It's weird because it's kind of like zombies, and it's like Resident Evil, but it's like zombies from Call of Duty kind of. Where like you start in one area and you keep progressing, and it's actually pretty difficult.
Like you fight waves of them?
Waves, and it's like you go through the hours. You gotta survive till the morning.
Oh, okay.
Daylight, basically. That's like from midnight to daylight, 6 hours, I think. And it's
Until dawn?
I was gonna say
It's kinda like that.
It's Call
Yeah.
of Duty Zombies mixed with Until Dawn in a Resident Evil game.
yeah, yeah. Actually, it is like that. And it's not really like there's no specific time actually. It's you got to finish whatever the objective is. Then it goes on to the next day.
Okay.
So it will come to a point though, like okay, you have like you start out like in like a workbench looking area, like a room, and there's a couple hallways that branch off from it, and from that workbench you can like purchase guns, ammo, and it starts off really cheap, and each time you buy something it gets more and more expensive, especially ammo wise.
Yeah.
And then like there's this thing in the game where you can open and unlock doors with like this corrosive spray can thing, and that's like really expensive, but it's really helpful because to really keep there's like these machines you gotta push the button to keep them so they start running, and the whole time they're running you're kind of going around basically like you're shooting enemies, and they're different kinds are coming after you in different little situations, but like the main thing is to keep moving, go to the machines and collect. It's all timed on how much I'm not sure what's going on. It's like scrapping stuff. It's just some weird made up little machine that's like dropping crap, but basically it's like your currency, and you just run from place to place killing all the enemies, and it gets pretty hard. I got to the very last day finally, and I got to like the last person being in it you're supposed to destroy, and I just died, and like I tried so many, like probably 6 times before that, and it's like whew, and it's really tense, and like I'm just like I gotta walk away from this for a little while because I was too close, and that is not fun right now. But it's pretty cool. That's probably my least favorite of the. No, that's actually my second favorite of the 3.
Oh, there's more than one thing in the expansion.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
which is kind of cool. And it's not huge, but it's kind of cool. $10, it's a good price. The next one, which is actually I'll talk about, is my favorite one, is it's called like in the bedroom, and like there's a really cool puzzle. It's not a spoiler. There's a really cool puzzle in the game. It's probably one of the coolest puzzles I've played in the game in a while, actually. But this is kind of like that, but different. Like in the sense that like it's its own little story of a thing that's happening to you. But you're basically trapped in a bedroom, and you're like strapped to the bed, and this crazy person keeps coming to you and bringing you food. And she's like, you're going to enjoy this. Kind of like Misery a little bit.
Yeah.
You're going to enjoy this food, and like you open up just horrible, like uncooked human intestines and stuff. And like, so the whole point of this little mini game puzzle is to get out of the bedroom. And there's a lot of stuff like going on. And each time you get up from the bed, you find little more clues on how to get out of here, and you open this, and you find this weird little tool, and it doesn't seem like you know what to do with it at the moment, but then like it comes to you when you look in another corner of the room. Like there's so many things going on with one room. It's kind of neat, and but you at the same time those things you do will set off like a noise, and that person will be like, "Why are you like start screaming? What are you doing in there? You're supposed to be in bed." And like so then like the timer starts going like this person's coming back. Get back to the bed and act like you're there. Like just get back to the bed and act like you've been there the whole time. Like holding your spoon, enjoying this meal. It's pretty freaky. I actually beat that one.
Oh, nice.
It felt pretty cool. There's a lot of cool little puzzles in there, and it really helps. You'll probably, if you do play, you'll probably play it like 3 times, and after the 3rd time, you'll have a really good idea, a grasp on like where to do and how to streamline things to do better each time. Yeah. It's not too bad because like overall it's like not really long, so it's like 3 times. Like I never felt like I wanted to quit. I want to keep going until I figure this out. That's how fun of a puzzle it was. But there's another one, which is kind of like a survival mode or something, where you start off in a random part of Resident Evil 7, and you have no weapons, and you just basically it gives you like a mission, like go kill this certain boss in this area, and I played that for like 5 or 10 minutes. Got killed once, and like I just didn't have any want to go back to it. It's just not that it's bad. It's just like not my kind of thing, or I didn't feel it at the moment.
Is it kind of like put you in a place in the actual like normal campaign, or is it
different? Different.
Oh, okay.
It's like cool. It's not like a different place. Wait, it's the same place, but it's not like you're reliving the same thing that you did. Okay. But like I think a boss is probably the same boss.
Right.
But like you go to like a certain room before that was like had no creatures. Now it's like full of creatures, and stuff's just like not like it was. All the doors are doors that were unlocked are locked. Some of them I noticed, and some that were unlocked normally are locked. So it's like really strange.
That's cool.
So there's probably way more. Way more to that than I noticed or had time to actually. I didn't really give much time. So, but yeah, worth $10 for sure. Definitely looking forward to eventually trying out the second pack. I'm not going to yet, but that just came out too. I think early for PS4.
Oh wow, these are quick.
Yeah, I was surprised actually how quick that one came out. But I heard that there's some pretty cool ones in here, not so cool ones too. But I'm looking forward to that. That's honestly all I can think about at the moment. Oh no, one more thing. Sorry, I actually already beat Inside.
Yeah.
When you let me borrow your Xbox One.
Yeah.
Tyler let me borrow his Xbox One last year, and I beat it. I bought it on PS4. It was on sale for like $10. Like, I gotta pick it up again. I love Limbo a lot, and like I really liked it when I played it. And like when I was thinking about this game, like from when I played it last and when I just recently played it again, I was kind of like thinking I liked it a lot, but like it wasn't as special as I maybe remembered when I first beat it. Like like Limbo was resonating more in my mind for some reason, but I actually went back to this game. I played it 3 times in like 2 days, one sitting each time. But I ended up getting like every trophy in it and stuff, like finding all the secrets. Like, it's just I don't know. It's a lot better than I remembered. I noticed little things. I thought I noticed a lot the first time I played through, but I noticed so much more this time. Things like I love actually. This game makes you think about like what's this game mean.
Yeah.
And I actually watched a bunch of interesting, after I beat it like 3 times, like a bunch of interesting theories about it. And some, I came to the conclusions myself. And some they pointed out things I didn't notice. And it's really cool if you're interested in like a game like that, like just, or if you already played it, I think you should go back to it and check it out again. It's actually pretty cool. And there's some really cool theories out there. I really like that game.
Yeah, that's something I did actually. A couple weeks after it came out, like last June, I went back to it and I beat it a second time, and I did the same thing. I went and found all the secrets and everything I missed because I only got like 3 or 4 the first time.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think there's like 10. Yeah,
like 14.
Was 14? Oh, more than that.
Did you see the secret ending?
Yeah.
Yeah,
me
too.
With
yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. The secret ending's pretty interesting.
That totally changes your entire perspective on what that game means. Yeah,
it's super.
It's tough to talk about though. Like,
it's
spoiling it, but
because you don't really want to, because you kind of feel it as you go.
Yeah,
and start like stuff kind of connects in your head.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the beauty of the game, I think. And it got really smooth, interesting. But that's just like them being good at game mechanics over time. But like just what makes it what it is not the jumping. It's just like the weird shit you're trying to figure out what's happening, and
Yeah.
What's the point of this? Kind of like Limbo. What's the point of this?
Yeah.
But you keep playing it because it's intriguing.
It's
I don't know. It makes you think. Not too many games like that.
What's the name of the company again?
Playdead.
Playdead. Thank you. They actually released a picture on Twitter a couple weeks ago, like the first screenshot of their game.
Outer space.
Yeah.
Looking.
That looks really cool.
I could see them doing some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
With that.
I'm
excited.
Yeah. Is everything you've been playing though?
Yeah. Besides Box Boy, I'm on very challenging levels in that game.
Yeah.
And I still love that game, and I'm stuck on this one puzzle. I've been stuck on it for 4 days.
Oh shit. Okay.
But I refuse to look it up right now.
Yeah.
I might eventually, but yeah.
Understandable.
It's really cool. I like that game.
Well, very nice, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to Gables next. What have you been playing, buddy?
Well, it's been an interesting week for my gaming week. I have still been playing games on my Wii U. I managed to go through the rest of New Super Mario Bros. U. I beat New Super Mario Bros. U, and I have to admit, though, the game itself, it's a good Mario game. It doesn't do a lot of, like, say, different stuff in comparison to the other games in the New Super Mario Bros. Series, but the level design's pretty tight. A lot of the other gameplay mechanics and stuff are not so bad and stuff. Actually, they can be quite challenging in certain spots.
Would you say it's the best New Super Mario Brothers?
I would actually... You know what? I would actually kind of agree that would probably be like one of the best like New Super Mario Bros. Games, because I didn't really think that New Super Mario Bros. Like 2 or something like that on the 3DS was exactly like not so much better. No. But I felt that while playing through the Wii U game and stuff, I picked up little random things that I missed the first time, though. I didn't really went for every single one of those little star coins. So there's more incentive to me to go back and play it. I mean, I obviously want to go back and go through and try the star levels and everything else that I unlocked after beating the main quest. But otherwise and stuff, it was actually not so bad going through it now like a third time. And that's just the funny thing about this game and me. When I first got the Wii U, I had a little incident and stuff where I did not have like the proper USB cable setup for my external hard drive, and I ended up getting all the way up to the final boss, and my game data corrupted. So going through all that and like going through it a third time and stuff, it was actually quite, well, interesting. Had it be like 4 years or so removed from actually playing the game. And I actually forgot a lot of the stuff that I played. But when going through it now, it's like, okay, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's actually pretty interesting in terms of a level design concept. I didn't really feel too frustrated, so that's always a positive. But other than that, I played and completed Mario Kart 64 for the Virtual Console. Well, that's the thing. I just started it in between playing bouts of like New Super Mario Bros. U because, well, hell, I just had a hankering for Mario Kart 64. So when I went through, I decided that I wanted to see if I can get all the gold cups in sort of every CC. You know, from like, I started just doing 50 to 150, and then finding out by accident that if you complete the entirety of the 150cc, getting gold cups in each, you actually beat the game and unlock the mirror mode stuff. You didn't even have to beat.
There was a mirror mode.
Yes, there is a mirror mode.
I didn't know that. I thought the first one was in Double Dash for some reason.
No, what Mario Kart 64 does is you must get gold cups in every single like cup on the 150cc in order to unlock something called extra tracks. So what basically extra tracks is I think it's one of the first mirror mode stuff. I'm not 100% sure. I've never done it for Super Mario Kart, so I wouldn't know if that's in there or not. But from what I have experienced and stuff, the game itself, once you get to the extra tracks and stuff, it's just basically 150cc along with the added challenge of everything being sort of reflected like the opposite directions and stuff. So if you wanted to go, say, on Toad Turnpike, which was probably one of the hardest courses to go through and doing the mirror mode stuff, it could be like almost impossible to go and not get hit by the freaking cars, because if you notice in Mario Kart 64, when you go through Toad's Turnpike, all the vehicles are heading down the road and stuff away from you. But when you do the extra tracks, the Toad Turnpike thing, all the cars are coming towards you. So you have to navigate, I kid you not, like about 3 or 4 different lanes of car traffic while you're zooming down the road trying to get like the little question blocks, trying to get the freaking turtle shells or this or that. But it ended up becoming quite an interesting experience, to say the least. That and Bowser's Castle on 150cc was probably one of the more challenging things I did. Because when I played through, what I wanted to do is each cup, each CC, I wanted to go through as a different character. So 50cc, I just went with a classic Mario, like I generally would do. 100cc, I went through the entirety as Luigi. That's because my dad, like, whenever he would play Mario Kart 64, he would play as Luigi, pretty much. Then, like, for 150cc, I wanted to try something different, and I actually went through it the entirety as Bowser, the heavy character, which didn't have a lot of speed to him. But when I did the extra tracks, I went with Toad. Because Toad is, like, one of the fastest characters inside that game, besides Yoshi. But he has...
Locked in Super Nintendo.
Well, that's just the thing, man. I've never played them in the Super Nintendo version, but I know for offhand that when you play as Toad in Mario Kart 64, the speed actually, like, he's a little bit faster, though, but because the AI can be tied together, like, ever so more difficult when you go through higher difficulties, I mean, literally the AI is just right behind your ass as soon as you're going through, like, even a couple miles down the road and stuff. So... I ended up spending like around 6.5 hours in total. I kept tabs on the timing thing because of the daily log on the Wii U. Yeah, it took me 6.5 hours to go through Mario Kart 64, complete every cup, and get a gold cup in each of them, and went through for 4 different characters. And man, that's something I've never done before in that game. I mean, normally I just play through the whole of 50cc and that would be it, because... hell, the harder courses are definitely not a pushover, that's for sure. But, let's see, what others? Oh, yes, I decided during the past week, after I was done with both Mario Kart 64 and New Super Mario Bros. U, that I wanted to start Splatoon. I wanted to go through and see if I can get through the single player of Splatoon. So I started it randomly, like on a Wednesday night. And before I knew it, I had spent like an hour and a half playing that game in like my first sitting. I went through about 5 matches online, went 4-1. I started to regain a lot of my interest, and all of a sudden it's like, once I went to the single player, something just started to click. Like, I was like in the mood for this type of a game all of a sudden. Because, you know, third-person shooters are hit and miss with me. I mean, especially if it's something that does something really different off the wall. So as I'm going through the single-player campaign of Splatoon, and I'm going through each of the different courses and how they're structured after certain things, like maybe you'll have one stage where you have to face off against these like these Octo Strikers or something like that, where they're like just firing all these bombs like from a distance or something, or the Octo Sniper type of enemies and stuff where they have these little sniper guns and stuff that shoot across the stage. Like, another thing, you'll be probably going through a couple of boss stages. Like, I really love the bosses inside this game. They're so unique. They're very unique and customized to like a specific way in a specific battle. I really did love the final boss battle too, because it actually felt like a worthwhile final boss battle.
One of the best final boss battles I've played in a game in a long time.
Yes.
It reminded me of wacky Mario bosses, kind of. Bosses in that game.
There were some times I kind of felt like it was almost close akin to a Final Fantasy final boss, because there's different stages of each freaking thing you got to go through.
Yeah.
You gotta concentrate on so much when you go through the final boss of Splatoon. It's really freaking funny. That I was really getting into it. You know, it was very entertaining, to say the least. And then just doing this, concentrating this, going through all the random stages, and I am gonna make it a point maybe some time to try to collect all the other like pages and stuff that are scattered throughout those levels. Because, man, the game itself lasted me like around 5.5, 6 hours or something. But at the same time, I had an absolute blast. It has got to be one of the most fresh games that I've played from on Nintendo system or something like that for quite a long while. Because that's just the thing. With new Nintendo IP or something like that they come out with, if they come out with an IP that's really fresh and really things, it's like that really makes me want to go out and just play more of it. It's something different. But yeah, I finished up Splatoon today. It was funny. I started like around 7 o'clock this morning, and I ended up spending about 2.5 hours, and I finished up the rest of it. Oh, man. But other than that, though, I'm not too sure what else I want to try to start playing on my Wii U, if I really do. I mean, I've got a couple games in mind, but other than that, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing this week.
Cool, man. Very cool, man. Next up, Troy. Are you still playing Catherine? That's what I want to know about.
I did play Catherine on my Monday stream. I got through day 4. Before we started recording, we were actually talking about competitive gaming, and I kind of hinted at it's surprising sometimes where there are competitive gaming scenes, because as I was playing Catherine on my Twitch stream on twitch.tv/provengamer on Monday, struggling through the normal difficulty puzzles, because they are no joke. I actually had somebody pop up in my chat that said that he was a member of a competitive Catherine gaming community, which was pretty dope. But yeah, no, he like was totally helping me, like giving me all these techniques and stuff, like to get through these levels, and it was really cool, but also like totally crazy. Like, I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that there's a competitive Catherine league, but just the fact that this guy popped in, he's like, oh yeah, like I actually play this game competitively. I was like, well, that
is fucking awesome.
Pretty dope, actually.
That was cool.
He was talking me through all kinds of techniques and stuff. I don't know whether or not they'll stick in my brain, but it like totally helped a lot. I was like, that's really cool. So yeah, I did end up playing that on Monday. I didn't end up streaming again until today, actually. So at the Proven Gamer Twitch channel, we were doing a giveaway because we hit 1,000 followers probably about a month ago. And so in order to celebrate that, we decided we were going to do a big giveaway event. So what it amounted to is a 12-hour stream. It started at 10 o'clock Eastern this morning, so 8 o'clock Mountain Time where I'm at. And it ended up just before we started recording here at 8 o'clock Mountain PM. And so this morning I took the first leg of the stream, so we basically just divided the 12 hours up between all the streamers. And so for my leg of the stream, I wanted to do something a little different. I could have continued Catherine, and I need to continue Catherine. I need to finish that game up. But I've had this itch lately to play some Mech Warrior Online. Just my brain has been churning BattleTech for the last couple of weeks. It does that from time to time. Get super nostalgic about it. I actually ended up buying a couple of Mech models, which are sitting over my shoulder now to add to the collection of clutter that's on and around my desk. But yeah, so this morning I played 3 hours of Mech Warrior Online, had a blast doing that. And it's really funny because like it seems like every time I'm streaming something, like there's a different group of people that joins, because I mean, obviously it just pops up on the stream. Oh, somebody's playing this game. So this person saw that I was playing Catherine. They're like, hey, I play Catherine competitively. So they'll pop in and, like you got to kind of get to meet a wide variety of people when you play different kinds of games in your streams. And Mech Warrior Online is something that's pretty popular. And so I had a bunch of people hop in and they were, giving me pointers and stuff. Because, I mean, I'm familiar. I played, about a year ago. I used to play quite a bit, but I kind of fell off for a while. And today was the first time I'd played it in close to a year. And, I was just, running around and doing stuff. I definitely probably look like a fool compared to some of the people who play, regularly. But it's a lot of fun. It's kind of a cool, like, hybrid between, like a first-person shooter, almost like a Call of Duty, but also like you're piloting this battle mech, and like there's a lot more to deal with, like your throttle position, and so it controls like a tank. Like your legs are facing one way, and you can move your upper torso independent of that. So you can like be walking in one direction and kind of shift your torso around to fire your weapons. And so you gotta kind of like mentally think about that, because it's not like Call of Duty where you're facing is where you're moving. There's a lot more intricacy to it than that, finesse, if you will. But yeah, like it's I was thinking about it, and I know in the last week's show, like I had mentioned that I'm not a real big fan of sci-fi, but I actually have to amend that to talk about BattleTech, because the BattleTech universe is something that like I got caught up in kind of at an early age. I still own the tabletop game with the little plastic mech miniatures and the maps that have little hex squares on them, and I've got rule books, and like I've got hardback versions of rule books for BattleTech. I mean, probably at like 10 or 12 years old, I'd really fallen in love with that game and the concept of like, oh man, like this is a tactical game where you've got these giant, mechanized monsters, with like lasers and missiles and all this stuff, and so I got involved in that, and then like I turned into like reading the novels, and they've got like a ton of novels that are built around the BattleTech universe, and so there's like a huge fleshed out like history like that spans hundreds of years that kind of like revolves around basically what amounts to, it was a tabletop game originally. It had the Mech Warrior was actually a spin-off RPG that came off of the BattleTech, the original BattleTech board game, and then of course video games and everything like that kind of came along with that. But yeah, a rich and storied history, like just even like in the lore and everything like that. I would almost argue, and I'm sure people would argue against me on it, but that the BattleTech universe and the BattleTech lore is way more fleshed out than Star Wars. Like I said, I know people would take exception to that, but like just the way that everything is built out, like it literally spans hundreds of years. Like it starts out with this, this galaxy that's in relative peace, and prosperity. There's these great houses. I was thinking about it today when I was walking the dog before we started recording, but I see a lot of BattleTech in Game of Thrones, like the way Game of Thrones is structured and everything. It's almost like BattleTech is like Game of Thrones if it was set in the future with giant battle mechs, because you have these great houses that they have varying degrees of control over this galaxy, which I mean ostensibly it is our galaxy. Terra is one of the planets that's in this galaxy, but you have all these great houses that are kind of fighting over power and who controls the galaxy and everything like that. You have kind of a central kind of religious figure in this Comstar that's ostensibly they're the ones who control all the information. Like they're the ones who are making sure that all information doesn't get lost, because as these factions have been fighting for centuries, like it's gotten to the point where the technology to even build these battle mechs has been lost through all of the fighting. Like, so nobody knows how to build these battle mechs anymore. So the battle mechs that are in existence are all there are, and they're like passed down from generation to generation. Like my father passed this mech down to me, and now it's my mech, and it's like crazy detailed stories. And then eventually there comes this outer force that's similar to the White Walkers that comes to invade the galaxy from outside of the galaxy, that now all of a sudden everybody, all these factions that were fighting each other, infighting and having these big civil wars within the galaxy, have to turn their focus on this larger threat that's coming from outside. It's actually super fascinating and super in-depth. I really, really enjoyed it, and I've just been getting hyped because this new BattleTech game's coming out this year, the Harebrained Schemes BattleTech game. So yeah, I decided to take another deep dive into the BattleTech universe. I do that from time to time. So yeah, MechWarrior Online was what I played today, and that was a lot of fun. I haven't really played anything else. I did end up picking up Tokyo Mirage Sessions for the Wii U.
Oh, okay.
That's actually a pretty good story in and of itself. The way I ended up getting a hell of a deal through Best Buy this week. So
you did.
I have the Gamers Club unlocked, which basically it was actually a predecessor. Like Amazon came out with their thing where it's like, oh, if you buy a game within its first 2 weeks of release, you get $20 off, or 20% off of it, right? Best Buy's Gamer Color Unlocked does that, but it also extends beyond 2 weeks after the game is released. So, like, if I wanted to go down today and buy a brand new copy of God of War 3, if they have it on the shelf, I get 20% off of that game. So at some point earlier this week, they put a lot of Nintendo games on sale, and we all know that Nintendo games almost never go on sale. Tokyo Mirage Sessions was one of those games that was on sale. It was on sale for $34, so it's normally $60. So with my Gamers Club Unlocked, I got that for $27. I also needed to pre-order Zelda Breath of the Wild because I have my Switch pre-ordered, but I hadn't gone through the steps to pre-order Zelda. So I went ahead and did that. So that was, 20% off of the $60. It was like $47, whatever it even, at Amazon, it would have costed me. But they also had this deal where it was a Visa checkout deal where you got $25 off a $100 order. So between those two games, I was at like $70. So I needed to pad it a little bit. So I ended up ordering a case for the Switch, a travel case, because I'm going to PAX East the week after the Switch comes out, and I'd like to keep it protected. So I got a case and I got a screen protector. And with that, I was probably like $2 or $3 short on the $100. So I threw in a $5 Best Buy gift card on top of it, which bumped me just over the total. It was like $103. So after I got the $25 discount on this whole order, with shipping and everything, or I think it was taxed because shipping was free, but I ended up getting all of that stuff for like $83, which I thought was
nice.
a hell of a deal.
That works with pre-ordering games as
well?
well?
Yeah. So I pre-ordered that was one of the things I had asked. Oh yeah, and for the $25 off the $100, yeah, like I had asked somebody on Twitter. I just kind of put it up there. I was like, does anybody know if this Visa checkout deal works with pre-orders? And they were like, yeah, I pre-ordered a bunch of Switch games. I was like, all right, it's time for me to go pre-order some Switch games.
Cool, because I need to pre-order a couple games, so I might just go.
As far as I know, that Visa checkout thing is good until the 22nd, so you do have like 4 days. So even if you're listening to this, if you happen to hear this before, like definitely go and take advantage of that, because that's a hell of a deal. Because if you can manage to find $100 worth of stuff and get $25 off of that, and then like I said, with the deal that I got, like just the 2 games alone, if I'd paid full price, would have been $120, and I got those plus a case plus a screen protector plus a $5 gift card for $83, which was a hell of a deal.
How much is it to do the game unlocked?
It's $30 for 2 years.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cheap.
$30 gets you 2 years, and it's 20% off of any new game. Like I said, no matter how old the game is, even if it's on sale, and you get 10% off of used games, then you get all the bonuses for trade-ins and stuff like you would get for GameStop. But yeah, it's a hell of a deal. Like, it's one of those things, like, I've been meaning to get it for a long time, and like I always just buy games when they're cheap. Like, it doesn't matter where they're from. I buy games from Amazon. I buy games from Target. Wherever the deals are at. And things pop up often enough on Best Buy where I'm like, in the last 2 years, like that membership would have easily paid for itself. And so, like, I just bit the bullet. I was like, I'm going to do this. And like already it's kind of paid dividends.
Yeah. I would hop on it immediately. One thing that kind of sucks, we have our closest Best Buy is like 10 miles away now.
It's not like an easy 10 miles.
No,
it's like the busiest
we used
area.
to have
It's
one,
uphill
like, really
both
close to
ways
us, and it's
through the
gone.
snow.
Yeah.
Both ways, yeah.
It's
But that's actually a really good deal, and I'm actually picking up my Switch and the Pro Controller from that Best Buy anyway, so maybe I should go in there and switch my... I don't know. I have 2 games for the Switch coming from Amazon.
I was actually thinking the Nintendo was going around to a lot of the outlets kind of previewing 1-2 Switch at like IGN and GameSpot and Giant Bomb and stuff. And so I watched some of the videos of that, and I actually got to thinking that I might actually pick up 1-2 Switch. I mean, it's probably a little overpriced. Like, it should have been a pack-in game. But I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I'm going to be at PAX like for 4 days, and there will probably be a lot of opportunities for me to kind of break that out and just kind of, pass time, if I happen to be in like a queue or something. Like, it'd be really fun to be able to whip that out and play some 1-2 Switch.
Yeah, it looks fun. We'll say that.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, yeah,
very cool.
I'm definitely gonna check out that deal because I have a Best Buy credit card, but we do not have a Best Buy in one that's 10 miles away. But yeah, the one we had that was like 5 minutes away is now closed. It's the giant.
It all works online too, so like that's what I ended up
Yeah,
ordering
that's-
online. So
Why don't you just do that? Is it so? Is it, you know? I'll figure it out. Never mind. I'll look it up myself. I'm not
I
gonna
have
waste that time on the
questions.
podcast. Yeah, I'll get my own. I'll answer myself. Anyways,
what have you been playing?
Yeah, so I've been kind of in like a kind of video game funk the last like month or so now. And it happens to me like probably every 12 to 18 months or so. I'll go through it. Usually about this time of year or summertime when there's just usually not a lot of stuff coming out, but or I'm just busy with other things. I just can't find anything to kind of grasp my attention outside of Madden. But I did find a game. I only played it for like an hour or so. Just picked it up. It came out, I guess, a few weeks ago on like PS4, Steam, I think even Xbox One. It is called LineLight, all one word, LineLight. It's $10. So the kind of the premise of the game is it's just you start off. There's no story. There's no nothing. It's just you are a white light, and you're you're a line that's lit. It's a white light, and it's very literal. And you're just kind of following a path, kind of, I guess kind of like a train. Imagine you're on the track, and kind of what's going on is, hi Tony, my cat is meowing at me. So kind of what's going on is that you're trying to solve puzzles on this path, and it kind of you're going around like you left, right turns, going in circles. Sometimes you'll see puzzles that you can't even solve yet, and you're like, okay, that's weird, I can't get there. And then you do like 3 other puzzles, and a couple minutes later, you're back to where you were. All kinds of this kind of lines up together. Mainly, I've only played the first world. I just started the second one. Kind of the main thing you're doing in this game is that there are like, so at least World War, and I think there's different like puzzles and different ways to solve them in every world. But like you're a white light, and then there's these red lights that are bad. They touch you, you die immediately. But if you die, it's kind of like a Trials HD or like a Super Meat Boy where you die and just like that you're right back where you started, or right back where you just died. And so the punishment of death is not that. Is really there is no punishment. It's kind of trial and error more than anything. And so like you see these red lights, and they have a path. You got to figure out the path and the best way to get around them. And then they kind of add like the tutorial in this game is really great because there really isn't one. It's just kind of like within like the tutorial is like 2 minutes. And it's just like, okay, this does that, this does this, and like every now and then you find these switches and there's different colors and they're like almost like say you're going on a train track and they have like a different, you pull the switch and you're going down a different line now,
right.
And you need to move these like kind of like a bridge, or give you to move past. You have to hit these switches and to go on to the next one. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well or not. But there's like a blue.
Pretty good job.
All right. There's like a blue line, and then there's like a yellow line, and they're like off the path, so the path is broken. You can't go anywhere, and then you have to like. There's like a blue switch and a red switch, and you gotta hit the switch, and then you can go and hit the blue switch, and then the blue line will come down, and then you can go across that path. And then as it gets tougher as you go along, where now I had to like move the enemies to different sections. So now they need to go through the switch for me. I have to like manipulate where they're going, so they go through the switch for me, so I can continue going on. And it just kind of goes on and on from there.
Does this all happen
Like
in real time, or is it like?
Yeah, this is all real
Yeah.
time. Like it's just like constant going. What is he doing? He's eating styrofoam. He's not very smart. Yeah, it's like I said, I've only played the first world. It's really cool. $10. I don't really want to delve too deep into it because I started the second world, and like in this one, it's kind of the familiar techniques, but you have like the enemies only move when you move, kind of thing. So it definitely changes up the kind of the way it plays. Kind of almost like a braid where like I guess where like there's like 6 different worlds, and everyone has their own kind of like puzzles and physics mechanics. Thank you, that's the word I was looking for. But yeah, it's really cool so far. I definitely am going to jump more into the game after this is over, but there hasn't been like, I've been Resident Evil 7. I talked about it a little bit last week. It's like I think I'm not in the right place right now to play that game, So I think I've been so overly negative about it, and I need to jump back into that when maybe when the time is right, maybe like summertime when there's not a lot going on, and I have more
Happens
time.
to everybody, man.
Yeah, I think it seems like a good game. It's just a game that you have to be in the right mindset for that kind of game. I think, and with all games really, but this one I think more than any other one. Well, more than any other case for me. But
that one might be a good one to come back to in like October when you're trying to get geared up for Halloween or something.
Yeah, it could be a good one like that. It might be like a good extra life kind of game, or that's actually a good idea. Yeah, that's kind of really it for me.
I saw you play that game for a moment.
Yeah, you did.
I don't know if you said it. I getting rid of the styrofoam, but the music was awesome.
Yes, I forgot to mention that. The music is great. It's like it's a weird game. Like the background is kind of like it's black and
neon, kind of colorful.
Yeah,
like
it's
Tron
dark
or
though.
something.
There's like you could say Tron. Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like it's just like cheery and like it's
disco-y,
upbeat.
Yeah.
elevator music.
Yeah, like it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Oh, why'd you stop? But no, it's kind of like you know, like you watching a movie like a corny like romantic comedy, and like it's before like where everything goes like there's always that part where like the guy and the girl have like the fight and like everything is doom moment like before that when everything is like going he's walking the street and like the uplifting music's playing it's like that but good
Coming back to you.
Yeah, it's I like it so far. It's definitely caught my attention more than anything else has in the last couple months. So happy for that. Yeah. I'm just kind of waiting more for anything because next month is gonna be a fucking crazy month with Horizon, Switch, Zelda, Danganronpa 1 and 2, and Mass Effect Andromeda. So I'm gonna enjoy these moments of me complaining about it, really not having anything to play. And then like the next 2 months, I'm gonna have everything to play. Yeah, that's it for me. We're gonna jump into some topics. It's gonna be kind of a Nintendo heavy week.
It's probably going to be a Nintendo heavy month.
Probably the next 3-4 weeks. Yeah, definitely are going to be a lot of Nintendo talk. So Jake's probably not going to be here. I can almost guarantee you that then, because he's not here anyways. But when the Switch comes out, Jake's not a big Nintendo fan. People don't know. So he usually, whenever he looks at the show notes, sees Nintendo. We don't see him. But anyways, he's not listening. First topic with Nintendo. There's a few. Zelda Breath of the Wild is getting an expansion pack. There's like a weird 90-second YouTube video that came out with what's his Enuma or
oh my god,
I don't know.
Eiji Enuma.
Yeah, something like that. But so they announced there's gonna be an expansion pack for Zelda. Kind of a weird thing for Nintendo. I think they've only ever done it with like Mario Kart 8.
Couple, yeah.
But there's gonna be an expansion pack. It's $20. These are kind of the key things for it. $20. It's going to be available on March 3rd. Right away, you get 3 treasure chests that come with different outfits. It says like
a couple things to help you in your quest.
Yeah, they don't really no details on it outside of like I guess there's one of the outfits is like a Switch T-shirt.
Yeah.
With the logo on it. And then Pack 1, expansion Pack 1 will come out this summer sometime.
Man, a Switch T-shirt, a T-shirt for Link to wear with a Switch logo on it. That doesn't sound universe-breaking at all.
No, definitely not at all. What the fuck? Who do you think they are? Ubisoft?
Smash Brothers. Come on now.
That's different. You shut your whole mouth. But no. Pack 1 will be out this summer, and the second pack will be out in the wintertime. But Pack 1 will include a hard mode. It's like a Master Quest kind of mode, I assume. There'll be extra challenges for the Caves of Trial, which I think that was that in Twilight Princess? They have the Cave of Trials or whatever in there?
Something like that, yeah.
So
I'm not sure if it'll be exactly the same, but something to that nature.
Yeah, so it's
maybe the same name.
I think that's where it sounds familiar to me. But it's basically just like if it's that, it's basically like a horde mode kind of you fight waves of enemies, and then there's gonna be an extra map feature, and then Pack 2 will have a new original story, an extra dungeon, and then challenges is all set for that. So this is, I'm gonna look at. I don't know about you, Troy, but I know Gables and Justin are probably the 2 biggest Nintendo fans that I know. So I'm kind of curious where you guys are on this one.
The first thing I thought was the timing is kind of strange. I don't know why. Just for them to announce it.
Yeah.
Just I don't know. I think if I was him, I would have waited until the game came out.
Yeah.
I think
But,
devs have kind of gotten to kind of comfortable with announcing season pass content before the game releases,
Yeah.
though.
No, you're right.
Well, and a
But
lot
it's
of
just weird because it's like Zelda. That's the only reason I say
Yeah,
that. Like,
it's kind of unprecedented, but we live in
Um,
unprecedented times.
yeah, but totally.
and we'll sorry to interrupt real quick, but like 2K is really and Ubisoft are big on releasing season passes before they even talk about the game. So.
Oh, and also Star Wars Battlefront.
We have this game coming out. We can't even tell you what the title is yet, but would you like to give us $30 for the season pass right now?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And Resident Evil 7. Off the bat, the price, I think the price is really good.
Yeah.
I think the $20 price would be worth the new story dungeon and challenges alone, for me personally.
Yeah.
The new hard mode, I don't think that this is just like a hero mode. It's probably something different. It's probably something more than just like it's a little bit more difficult now. At least I think it's going to be. The Trials Challenge, that's interesting. Never been really big into like the waves of enemies. It's kind of cool, like in Wind Waker when they had the 100 or like 50 level like thing you keep fighting down.
That's what Twilight Princess was, wasn't it? I think
Kind of like that, yeah. Like the same idea, anyways. And this map feature, complete. It's kind of vague.
Yeah, nobody really knows what that means. They're like, we're going to give you a new feature for the map. Great.
Yeah, it could totally change it up.
It's a compass.
I have no idea.
That's what it is. It's the fucking compass.
There's no more compasses in dungeons.
Yeah.
You just gotta forget the compass.
It's DLC now. I took it out of the game.
So I look at like what you're paying for is the pack 1 and 2. The 3 treasure chests to say, it's just like a thanks for buying it. Like here's something.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny. I agree with you guys about like the Switch thing is kind of funny. To me, it's like it's not gonna break anything for me because I only have to wear it if I want to, and I probably will just for fun because I think it'll be funny. It's weird. I'm not gonna say it's not weird, but I don't know. This is Nintendo we're talking about. And the 2 other treasure chests, of course, we don't know what they are, but they're scattered, I guess, in the first area, like Great Plateau.
It says it contains useful items, though.
Yeah, useful items. 5 rupees.
Not a Nintendo Switch T-shirt, which is decidedly not a useful item.
Can I?
Nintendo 4DS.
I wonder how much I can sell the Switch T-shirt for in Zelda.
That'd be actually pretty fun.
20 rupees.
So the Wii U one must have the Switch one as well, which would be
that's
really,
even
I guess good marketing.
weird.
But it'd be really stupid because you bought that one and bought the expansion pack on the Wii U. But
is the expansion pack for the Wii U as well?
yep, and they're identical.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that shirt's identical too,
Right.
which I guess makes sense. I guess.
It's actually a Virtual Boy T-shirt.
Yeah.
But actually
I wonder if the Switch shirt will be just like blatantly the logo, or like will be kind of like Zelda infused a little bit and look different.
Huh? Yeah. No, I would just assume it'd be like a red T-shirt with the Switch logo on it. But yeah, like
with the
they
white
could
one.
totally
that's
adapt it.
what I think too. But it could totally be, yeah. Overall, I'm excited because I haven't played a Zelda game where I didn't feel like this game is jam packed full of content, and I do not believe for a second that this one's gonna feel like when I beat it that this game was not jam packed full of content.
Yeah.
It felt just as long, or if not way longer than the other ones. So like, I'm actually excited. This is cool.
Yeah.
I'm very curious about the story mode more than anything else. The new story dungeon thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the hard mode could be something that's totally cool too. That's what it's a mystery. It's $20. I don't have to buy it right now if I don't want to.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to just to look at that stupid Switch T-shirt, see what it is.
I'm gonna sell it immediately.
And I know I'm gonna buy it anyway, so I just might as well buy it at the beginning. I don't know. But that's like any other expansion, it's just a choice on you. It's kind of interesting. It's the first Zelda like this I know of, so it's.
I don't know if we want to
cool.
build a crap sandwich here. So we've got a nice clean piece of bread on this side, and ostensibly we got Gables who's going to be on the other side with another nice clean piece of bread here. So I can throw some crap in the middle if we really want that.
Yeah, throw crap.
So like traditionally, I don't necessarily usually.
I might agree with your crap up to a point.
I don't necessarily like. I can't remember a time that I had a piece of DLC or didn't have a piece of DLC that I felt like was a huge detriment for me not having it. I mean, you look at some that like are kind of iconic, like the Fallout DLC and stuff like that, where people are like, oh yeah, like this is an amazing piece of DLC that adds to the game, which is great. But typically when I play a game, by the time I get to the end of the game, the original game, like I think I've got my fill. I never feel that like I have to go off and get this DLC. And then the structure of this DLC especially, like the expansion bonus, I don't give a damn about. I don't give a damn about treasure chests. I don't give a damn about a t-shirt. Like I really, really can't tell you how much I don't give a damn about a t-shirt. And then the first pack seems okay. Like the Cave of Trials is probably the only thing on there that really intrigues me. I don't really want to go back through and play the game with the hard mode. That's never been me. And the additional map feature, not knowing what it is, and the fact that I am probably ostensibly going to finish the game without this map feature, I think I'll be okay without it. So the second DLC pass coming in winter is the one that's probably the most appealing to me. I mean, if I would like some more story content, and a new dungeon sounds pretty dope. The thing about this one is, which is interesting, but also I can kind of see where they're coming from, is you have to buy the entire pack. Like they're not breaking these up into two pieces. You're not spending $10 for pack 1, $10 for pack 2, or even 15 for pack 1, 15 for pack 2. But if you buy them together, you get it for 20 and get a discount. Like you just pay 20 up front and you get the whole thing, which is fine, I guess. Like I said, I probably am not going to buy it. If I do buy it, I'll buy it after the fact, after we find out what that second pack is come this winter. And if I'm not bogged down with a bunch of other games and other things that I want to be doing, if I decide at that point that, yeah, I could totally go jump back into Zelda, then I might buy this at that point. But otherwise, like it's nothing that grabs me, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because DLC typically doesn't grab me. Like I usually just throw away DLC. I don't care. There's my crap. Go ahead and throw a nice clean piece of bread on the other side of this crap sandwich.
Well, to be perfectly honest about it, I'm really just sort of indifferent about it. If it's just going to be like $20 just like for all that content and stuff, I really don't care either way. I just normally just play games or something all the way through, and I don't really give a crap about extra difficulty levels or certain extra story bits unless it's something that is entirely awesome that actually continues on from like what would otherwise be a great game or something like that. The good example, in my opinion, would be like Fallout 3 with like the DLC stuff it had quite like after the stuff that actually continued on from the main story and actually put things more into perspective. And but for this Zelda DLC and stuff, it sort of is weird and stuff for a Zelda game to be getting like a mainline Zelda game to get like certain DLC content at all. And it's kind of hilarious how there's just like a digital T-shirt. You're paying $20 not just to get an extra piece of story stuff, an extra this and extra that and stuff, but also a digital Switch T-shirt, which that just seems kind of funny, in my opinion.
Hopefully you can just wear the T-shirt and underwear.
That kind of reminds me of certain tidbits of where you would buy certain like Tecmo Koei games or something like that for Dead or Alive stuff, and to pay so much just to have the girls inside these digital bikinis and all this other shit, you know. Not like to that like a pervish extent though, but it's just Nintendo. It's just oddly Nintendo doing this stuff. I mean, I think that's weird. Then all of a sudden they do something else entirely, or do something that we wouldn't think that's out of left field. You know, like say putting cars like Mercedes Benzes inside Mario Kart and stuff like that. You know, but other than that, though, my overall intent is I don't care either way. I mean, hell, it's there. I'm probably not going to get it immediately until something is decent.
So we pretty much built an open face crab sandwich, is what you're telling me.
I was gonna say it's more like a.
There's 4 pieces of bread here. I'm not joining hands.
I was gonna say it's more like a crab hot dog, where Justin's just the bun. Justin's the bun.
Or a crab pizza.
Yeah, I'm not like I'm kind of in like it's like we have like it's kind of weird, like we have Troy on one side and we have Justin on one side, and then like Gables is indifferent. And I've been going back and forth on it, where we're almost in like we're in like uncharted waters right now with Nintendo. They're doing a lot of shit. They're trying out different things, and I think a lot of it's some they're just throwing shit at a wall right now. We're gonna see what sticks. And yeah, and we threw some crap. Justin's the hokey one that stuck to the crap right now so far. I think.
Well, I just look at their track record with stuff, and I think they've done really well with DLC.
Yeah, I think
except for Super Smash Bros. I think it's overpriced.
Yeah, that was some bullshit. But I think with
except for the third-party things, I kind of understand.
Yeah.
So that throwing crap at the wall thing is not exclusive to Nintendo. I think the entire video game industry is kind of in that position. The base price for games hasn't gone up in years. Like $60 has been the de facto price for games, and these games aren't getting cheaper to produce. They're getting more and more expensive. So they're trying to find any way they can to get extra money out of you to try and recoup all those losses. Be it through microtransactions. Like there's so many different monetization models that are out there that developers are trying to try out to see what works best, and what's eventually I think the industry might settle on 3 or 4 that are probably generally accepted as okay for different types of genres. But yeah, I think throwing crap at the wall is kind of the video game industry as a whole right now, just trying to figure out how to get as much money as they can.
And I agree, but I just think and more so with Nintendo though, it's just like more than ever. Usually they just kind of stick to their with what they are. But I think right now we're looking at some big changes and big things. Maybe not big to the outside world, but if you look at Nintendo as a whole, these are some fairly maybe this expansion pack for Breath of the Wild could be their one foray into the DLC or an expansion pack kind of stuff. I like Mario Kart DLC. I thought that was great. It was $13. Got 12. We got 16 new tracks, a bunch of new characters, and it came out a year later. And it was awesome. I loved it. And the only thing my only complaint was it wasn't a second DLC pack.
I really did enjoy the DLC packs though for Hyrule Warriors as well. I mean, those actually had some good content too.
Awesome. I actually got
extra characters, extra things, Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That was good too. They added They added to the story mode. That was true. Completely fine with that. And then you mentioned the Smash Brothers was kind of a miss on that one. It
was expensive.
Yeah, if you bought all that shit, that game would end up costing you. $100 some dollar, but if you me, I bought the $100 version with the GameCube controller now.
I actually did kind of buy most of the DLC characters and stuff like that. I just mostly spent it for the characters.
But then they had the costumes, and that was
I didn't buy the costumes.
But,
I only bought the characters.
Yeah. But going back to the Breath of the Wild, my one real I don't have a problem. Everybody's doing season passes right now, and that's not really a good argument. I don't actually, if I think about it, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Especially with a game like Zelda, a popular franchise where it's people are probably gonna want more of Zelda.
Yeah, usually, like you guys were saying, you play it and it's over.
Yeah, most games that is the case.
Go back to it and really have a hankering. But
there's been a handful of games like that I've had a hankering to go back to, or that I want DLC for. If they made a Last Guardian DLC right now for it, I'd buy that thing day one.
Dead Space,
anything with Dead Space. Mass Effect trilogy, that I bought all the DLC for that and beat all of those. I loved most of those DLC packs.
What was it, the Last of Us Left Behind DLC? That was dope as hell.
That was also fantastic. Totally changed, I think, the game.
I liked it.
Fact. But the one big complaint with this is the fact that they're making you buy pack 1, and I think pack 1 is kind of bullshit. Hard mode, if it's just a different difficulty level, and it's just we just made the enemies harder, that's bullshit to me.
I agree.
Trials.
I don't think it will be that, but I agree if it is that.
If it's Master Quest, where they totally kind of change the way things are, then maybe okay. But I'm not interested in that. But and then pack 2, we don't know what the story's going to be. The dungeon, if it's an hour-long thing, then that would $20 might be overpriced, at least for me.
Yeah.
But if it's a huge 2, 3, 4 hour thing, that's not really huge, but for DLC, that's fairly decent size.
It's fairly expensive. For
$20, and if it's good, then yeah, that's fine. I think it's just it's like you said, it's vague right now. We just kind of know the details,
which I like because I trust them, but I don't think it's very great for some people.
Yeah,
I actually rather have this new story and that's it. I don't want to know anything else about it.
Yeah, Nintendo does fairly well, I think, with for the fans with their content with games. But what we know, mostly with DLC and expansion packs, season passes, it's scared that whole world of that business scares, I think, of most gamers.
No, it does. A lot of people do not like that at all.
Yeah. So more cases than not. Every now and again you get a good one, but for the most part, no. Moving on, sticking with Nintendo and the Switch. Splatoon 2 is actually going to get a test fire. This is with the first Splatoon game, and those test fires actually sold me on Splatoon.
Me too.
Where I was very much, if you go back and to some of those older podcasts of ours, and you listen to us when they first talked about Splatoon. They announced at E3 2013 or 14, I want to say.
14. I think.
14. I did not like that game. I thought it looked bad, and these test fires changed my mind, and I wonder if it did a lot for other people too. But anyways, they're having test fires Splatoon 2, sorry. Doing it really early, seems like. So the first one's gonna be, they're gonna do over a weekend. I think March 24th is on a Friday. It will be a Friday.
Spring break, right?
Yep. No, spring break's like early mid March now, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, it's getting.
Now you're gonna make me
Next thing
Google
it's
when
gonna
my
be
spring break is, because it changes. Like different places have spring break different
I feel
time.
like oh yeah, I feel like it'd be after the 21st.
I know, like a lot of
Spring?
times it's actually like early. I remember, my sister was like, she's in high school,
Yeah.
like it's snowing still. But yeah, it's gonna be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 different, or no, more than that, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hours, but they're on like 1 hour
Different
chunks. Yeah, so March 24th, they're gonna have it. This is all Pacific time, 12 to 1, and then 3 to 4. And then also later on that day from 8 to 9, and then 11 to midnight. And then on the 25th, it's going to be from 4 to 5 a.m.
So
and then
my
7
spring
to-
break is March 20th through March 24th. So it is spring break for me.
So, that works out for you then. That's awesome. Kind of some weird times, 4 to 5 a.m. on the 25th. That's on a Saturday.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
Kind of did that last time too.
Yeah, it was like, I remember getting up early on Saturday morning at like 5 a.m. to play the first
So it's
one.
basically like
then-
is it like an open beta? Like anybody can play, or
Yeah, anybody can
Yeah.
play it. Yep.
Open.
There's like usually the first one is like I think you downloaded something.
Yep.
It's like a demo essentially. Yeah, it's like an open beta, and you just play some of they have.
but you just have a window of
Full
opportunity to
maps.
play it on each day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's smart to do. If you guys don't mind me jumping in first.
Yeah, go for it.
I think it's smart to do because, like I said, Splatoon. I was sold. They did it a few weeks before. I remember they had on my birthday because it came out. Splatoon came out in May. That my birthday they had the deal. They had the direct for it, and then they announced the test fire, and then like a couple weeks before the game came out, they had them. And I'm like, yeah, I bought that game. They won because of it. But anyways, I think it's smart. Like I said, I maybe buy the game, and I think going to Switch, I think there's going to be. I think there's a lot of people are probably already planning on buying Splatoon 2 that are fans of the first one. And I think a lot of people are going to jumping into the Switch, maybe they own a Wii U, right off the bat, and it's going to be smart to them to kind of introduce them to this game and get their hype up. The only thing I think is, like I said, I think is weird is we don't know when this game's coming out. So if it comes out in August and you're having this 6 months before the game comes out, or 5-6 months before the game comes out, I wonder if people are going to keep that hype level and keep that interest level by then. If it's like May or June, then I see that being, I think, a better chance. But by August, after E3 and all this other shit's coming out, everybody's gearing up for the holiday season. I wonder if where that hype level could be for this game.
I agree.
It's kind of my thoughts on it.
Let me go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
For me, when I first saw Splatoon, just go back to what you were saying, like when you first saw it, you weren't really into it at first. I actually, for some reason, I saw something pretty special with this game, and I liked it at first. But like you said, the actually playing it just re-upped everything I felt about that game. I was like, yes, like it's like everything that I imagined, and it felt so new to me, the way I move around to the liquid and everything. But just talking about this whole thing, this Splatoon 2 test fire, I think it's totally cool as fuck.
Yeah.
And like it's just one. I know it's just like a test fire, but it's one more notch in my mind of something that's kind of cool about owning the Switch at launch.
Yeah.
And it's just like one more little thing I got to try out, check out, and it's kind of neat.
It's a good point. It's one more reason to buy one early.
Yeah, even though it's just a test fire thing, it's still kind of cool. And
Yeah.
I think Splatoon is my game of the year for 2015.
It was.
And
Metal Gear Solid 5. That's bullshit. Still.
What?
you put it above Metal Gear Solid 5. I'm still pissed about it.
It was so hard.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. But dude, oh man, yeah, I'm excited.
No comment
This
from
is
me.
cool. I'm more excited. I'm more excited for other people, new people, to check it out. I hope that happens
Yeah.
because I think that Splatoon was something that was overlooked. I think by lots of people. Obviously.
Yeah, it
So,
was.
like 14 million consoles. So like, if the
Still
Switch
sold a few
takes
million.
off, no, it's still really good for how many people have a Wii U for sure. But just
Well, I mean, if
there's so
Splatoon-
much potential to this new type of game.
If Splatoon had come out when the Wii U launched, then the Wii U might have been more successful.
Agreed.
That's
Like
true.
it came out so late in the lifespan, a lot of people had
Especially
already
for
gotten
games.
rid of their Wii U's. Like maybe they jumped in early, but they just got rid of them.
Yeah, because
Oh,
when
yeah.
was
Or
that
came
game
out by
out? Like
80%
around
by-
And
2015
Super
or
Mario
so?
Maker,
Yeah.
too, I'd say. If that launched with it instead of New Super Mario Brothers, I think it would have been sick.
Yeah. Or 3D.
3D World. Oh, yeah. It should have. Even though, yeah. Oh, it's another conversation.
Best,
But yeah.
best Wii U game, 3D World.
It's definitely up there.
Mm.
Tropical Freeze, baby. Oh.
No, no, that's not a good game, Justin.
The best.
No. Donkey Kong is a better Donkey Kong game.
That's awesome. But I think it's great. I think it's cool.
What about you guys?
Well, you know what? The whole thing about the test fire thing, yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, like early investors inside the Switch get a chance to play a little bit more of like, just to try out Splatoon 2, how the multiplayer is panning out and stuff, their whole beta stuff. And you know what? It's going to be kind of interesting. I think they're going to be doing another one again, like even after this initial period. I
They
mean,
did have several.
they did several with the first game when that was still going through its paces and stuff. So if they do the same type of things that they did with the original Splatoon, then we might see the game sometime maybe June, possibly July, like during that month's region. Because if they're having a test fire like close to launch of the Switch, then of course this is probably going to be a little tweaking here and there to make sure the multiplayer stuff is as as fresh and as decent as possible and stuff like that, so that if they are trying to do like competitive possible esports thing, possibly with Splatoon, that's probably one of the best things to get the thing out there as quick as possible in order to try to see what type of balances they have to make sure to get through before the game releases, you know?
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Troy?
I own Splatoon on the Wii U. I haven't really played much of it. I haven't played any multiplayer, which is a sin. I did jump into the single player. I just haven't had a whole lot of time to really spend on it. But I mean, the concept is amazing. I love, the way they've basically reinvented the shooter genre, which is dope as hell. So I mean, I welcome it. I'll probably jump in on this test fire since I'll have a Switch anyway, and I might as well. And I can totally see myself playing this game on the Switch as well. I mean, yeah, I'm all for it. And then, yeah, I mean, I think this does good because I know we've got Zelda coming out, and then Mario Kart comes out in May. So yeah, I mean, I think it gives it an opportunity to fill out the Switch's first year with some good games kind of spread out throughout the year to kind of keep a good steady flow of games going for it.
And one more selling point about Splatoon 1. There's some pretty dope-ass T-shirts that you can unlock in that game. I know, Troy, you're a big fan of digital T-shirts.
I was going to get to that. I hope with Splatoon 2, real quick, I hope one of the biggest changes they do, I hope they have, of course, I want the whole, Splatfest.
Oh, yeah,
I love Splatfest.
Yeah.
I want you to be able to keep the stupid-ass shirt that you earn.
You earn and ranked up
Yes.
and lose, yeah. I hope they have,
I think that'd be so cool.
hope they have an expansion
It's like
pack,
your
and
little
it's just a
treasure
Switch
hoard
logo
of things,
T-shirt.
because clothes are important in that game. It's kind of you kind of flaunt it.
Yeah.
You see someone with something cool, you're like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean,
This dude's
getting
popping up with
promotional
Jack in the face
material in
game.
Splatoon doesn't seem nearly as egregious as Link running around Hyrule wearing a Switch T-shirt.
No, I totally
At
agree
least
with
it's
you.
free. It's free,
but
though. So
I hope it's just funny. I agree with you.
I hope one of the Splatoon 2 shirts is like a Watch Dogs 2 T-shirt. That'd be pretty sweet.
That'd be pretty.
Some cross-promotion.
Or like a-
Ubisoft and
Yeah.
Nintendo.
It's a Halo T-shirt.
It's like
Yeah.
like Watch
It's
Dogs
almost
1
like the
versus
equivalent-
Watch Dogs 2.
I think this is how they're gonna get third-party support, guys. They're gonna put their games like T-shirt. They're gonna put them in T-shirt designs in Splatoon 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so like have a Bomberman T-shirt along with like some sort of like what was it?
Skyrim T-shirt.
Like no, like a Skyrim T-shirt, and like maybe have like a beer hat or something for Link advertising, like some sort of stupid thing, like say like
Old school
what was
video
that?
game?
What was that
Dude,
other
if they
thing? Like
if
wait,
they had like a
Awesome.
Metal Gear T-shirt, I would pay money for that. I would pay cash money for a
I
Metal
would,
Gear T-shirt.
See?
My Avatar and on Xbox. So I spent worse money on stupid digital shit. I actually own the Solid Snake sneaking suit
I know
on my
all about that. I
Xbox.
see it all the
Oh,
time.
Xbox
God.
Avatar. So I paid $5 for real money with that, and I also paid $2 for the WWE Championship spinner belt.
That's awesome.
So I spent a lot of dumb money on digital things. So I think I've
Man, that's funny.
grown wiser over my years. I think sometimes with spending money
Bam.
on shit. Have you seen my giant 4K TV, Justin?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really.
Is it one of your walls now?
Yeah, it's one of my walls. Yes, I'm much wiser with my spending now. Have you seen my 2 big ass monitors that I don't need?
Yes.
Yeah, see, I'm dumb. So I'll probably buy it. I'll probably buy the expansion pack for Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Double
Going
high
back to that. God damn it. No, I can't resist a high five, especially a double one.
Yeah.
It's my one weakness. Anyways, what the fuck's happening? Going back, sticking with the Switch. Jake's rolling over in his grave right now. He knows. So somebody actually got the Switch early. It's kind of a big thing going around the internet. They actually Flow KO, I think is how you pronounce the YouTube page, whatever the fuck you want to subscribe, whatever
Channel.
Channel. Thank you. I couldn't think of it. I'm glad someone saved me. I was just rambling, which I do anyways, but especially when I can't think of the word. Anyways, so these people, Flow KO channel, actually had the guy make an unboxing video for them and open it all up. Not too excited about that. If you're interested in unboxing videos, which I'm normally not, check that out. It's like a 5-minute video. It just kind of shows stuff. But the main thing that came out of it, the big thing that maybe the biggest thing that came out of it, really, outside of somebody getting the Switch early and the hows we will jump into in a second, they showed the kind of like the main menu and all that and what you can do with it, which is a lot, which we haven't seen. I don't think we really.
That's kind of the big story. Is Nintendo, like, this thing? I'm literally going to have this in my hands in less than 2 weeks, and if this video hadn't come out, I may not know what the user interface even looked like because Nintendo has shown nothing of it. The fact that this guy was able to fire it up and like show the user interface and stuff was kind of a big deal.
Yeah. So that was definitely kind of the biggest thing coming out originally. I think this happened like Tuesday or Wednesday, and then actually just like an hour before we started recording, some more news came out about it, about the fact that the guy, he's a barista. He mentioned like he went on this, like he sent this whole thing out. I think he's like on Reddit. They talked where the whole thing kind of started, and he mentioned on Reddit just a couple hours ago. As this recording, it's Saturday night, by the way, people. He bought the Switch from somebody, and he said he's not much of a gamer. He didn't know why he was getting this early. He didn't know the details of it.
He knew it was a big enough deal to go on Reddit and start posting about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna jump into that yet. That's a whole other thing there. But but he we figured out what happened, how we got it early. It wasn't. He initially said that. I think he initially said that someone shipped.
Yeah, the original story was that the retailer had shipped it to him by mistake early, which of course Nintendo is going to be able to investigate and find out how that happened, if it happened.
Yeah. So we actually found out what happened is that there's people that worked in the distributing site that ships these things out, and I think it's the people that ship them, the people that manufacture them. But they ended up stealing employees. Stole a bunch of them and were selling them out to the wild, and those people Nintendo figured out who it was. Those employees have been fired, and now I guess the police are investigating it more. Nintendo has now taken back the Switch, and the barista said that in a statement that he was okay with it for the reasons why to give it back to them, and I hope the guy
He's alive.
Yeah, well, he was alive long enough to type the email out saying that why he was turning it. Maybe.
All I'm picturing is Miyamoto flying through the window.
So yeah,
and throwing Pikmin at the Switch and having it carried out, and just watching it like.
He's definitely alive, but he's also reluctant to give any details, which tells me that he's already had a good talking to by the Nintendo legal department.
Yeah, he said he willfully handed it over. I highly doubt that was the
case.
To his head.
What probably ended up happening was probably a lot of legal repercussions or something from Nintendo, because here's the thing, Nintendo does not mess around with those type of stuff. I mean, this is the type of business that will go anal upon any type of game streaming or type of gameplay of their own games, let alone someone getting a console a couple weeks early.
Yeah, the story is typically like Nintendo. Like if you were an IGN or a GameSpot of the world, and they were bringing you your GameCube that you were going to use to review their games, they literally came in and bolted that thing to the table Like you were
Wow.
not going to move it. It was like just the security, the level of security. When a new game came out, they would have somebody physically go to your location, unbolt the thing, swap the disc out inside, and bolt it back down to make sure that there was no tampering. Like Nintendo is very archaic and also like super protective of their stuff. So
Follow you to the bathroom.
Yeah. Oh, and that was a big thing people talk about the New York Switch event, was like they had some of the stuff like some games the stuff was bolted down. Some you can only play it certain ways. And some games,
and then the ones
was like you can
the ones that aren't bolted down are attached to some poor girl around her waist. Like
Like the 3DSs.
Are you serious?
the 3DS. Did you
Was
hear?
it- is that
Wait,
Yeah, it was
Smash
real.
Brothers?
E3,
Yeah, that was real.
3DS, yeah.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Take
You
the girl
can't
with
now. You're a kiosk.
I just imagine someone's taking the 3DS and the girl with them to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I gotta take a shit. Like, you got to
Rat
stay.
balls.
Can you hand me the toilet paper, please? I'm still playing Mario Kart.
Now, you're gonna want to jump there.
how long is
Or I
this
guess
cord?
that
I
when
can
there
sit
was
in
no
the
games
stall
for it.
next to you if that's more convenient for you.
Sorry about the smell.
Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is. But also, I would imagine the implication is like they come to him and they're like, "Look, if you don't give this to us now, we're going to go ahead and press charges on you for being in conspiracy to steal our product." So he's like, "Yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and hand it over."
Not gonna win that.
No, I want to know what I want to know how much because it's stolen. He obviously, for being a guy like Troy mentioned, doesn't know anything about doesn't know a whole lot about video games, but knew
Or so he says.
knew enough that he posted on Reddit that he got it early. I wonder how much he paid for that thing because I doubt he paid.
I would like to know.
Did he pay more than $300? Because people were selling it for they didn't pay any money for it. They stole it. Did they get it for cheap?
Yeah, that's a good
I don't know, 'cause
question.
he mentioned multiple times in his thing. Did he give hand jobs? It's a good point, Justin. He was doing a hand job motion. He mentioned multiple times. He's just a barista, guys. He's just a barista. So what does he
really
know?
Stupid. What is a barista? I should know.
They're like a Starbucks employee
Okay.
or someone.
The person who makes you coffee while giving you a hand job.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. It sounded familiar. I just couldn't pinpoint it.
Also give you his EJ.
Yeah.
Ew.
If you don't know what that is, you can't afford it. Sorry, that's a Beer Fest quote. I'm not that funny. But yeah, I don't know. I want. There's more to the story.
I wanna know more.
and I want to know more. We
Eventually
probably.
I'll
Yeah,
find
I'm
out.
sure you'll never know the rest of the story. I think it will get buried.
Probably not.
Maybe he'll get buried.
Yeah.
Maybe he already is buried. Maybe he sent that out on Reddit, and that was the last thing he ever did.
Oh, maybe Bill
Like, he's
Trenton has
not
already
co-
come
he-
to his house overhead, flying in the airplane.
Bill Trenton covered him.
Now I've got
He
this
was
image in
saying,
my
like,
so
head
fast.
of Shigeru Miyamoto actually being some like mafia kingpin. Like he's the happiest, most smiling guy in the public, but he's like totally like cracking down on motherfuckers in the background.
I can see that.
What if Bowser showed up with the
He's
pimp hat
kneecapping
from Super Mario
fools.
Odyssey and just hit him with the kneecap with the hat and just took him out. And then Bill Trenton showed up with a Splatoon gun and like just drowned him in orange paint.
What if Captain Toad showed up with a sawed-off shotgun?
And
don't
Bill
think
Trenton
Captain
leaves
would
a
ever do that.
calling
He's blind
card
up
or
the
something
flashlight.
like that. That's like, it's a me.
It's a me.
It's just Trenton with like a fucking like a mushroom or something on one card or something with the fucking like ace of spades or something like that, and on the back it just says, "It's a me."
That guy looked familiar.
See, my favorite thing about this was like what the real story is of this. Now my new favorite thing about this is the potential ways that Nintendo killed him.
Came into
Using
the
their
house.
characters. This is great. Oh,
Like the most whimsical murders in the world.
they got so many
was entertaining.
franchises. Yeah. Like what if Miyamoto like did Super Smash Brothers and they fought on like the Mario Kart world where like you fall down the next level and the carts go by and you get hit by them and they do damage? What if you fought them on that map?
They're sitting on top of a building under construction, throwing barrels at him.
Oh, that would be great. Fucking, he's like Miyamoto's up top with the Switch, and he's like he's throwing barrels and like he's just jumping over him. Oh my god, this is oh man,
We're like playing Donkey Kong now.
oh, good lord. What if he had a twin, and they put him in a pink, and put his twin in a blue like outfit, like a snow coat, winter coat.
Yeah.
And they had to like fucking climb like ice. You know what I mean?
What if,
These were just ideas.
Dude,
I'm coming up
Tied together with
dude,
a
dude,
3DS.
what if Reggie actually went to his house or something like that, had him made up like dress up as Toad or something like that, and just give him like his feet in cement or something, making cement shoes, and threaten to toss him off a bridge.
That would be also good. I didn't even think Reggie. That just throws a whole nother wrench into these potential theories.
I imagine
ready.
Reggie's a pretty imposing figure too. If he came knocking at your door, you'd probably give up the Switch.
His eyes glow.
He's like 6'8", man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He did kick Iwata's ass in that direct video.
He sucks at Smash, he says.
But in real life,
real life,
he's
yeah.
in good. He's really good in real life Smash.
Of course, he's definitely there to kick ass and take names.
Like improv or something.
Oh, these are great. If anybody has any more ideas about how Nintendo might have killed somebody, this poor barista.
Film them and send them to you.
The
Please.
poor barista was in the mix of making some sort of like peppermint mocha frappuccino or something like that. All of a sudden, he sees a wild fucking Pikmin just start him in the head.
Yes.
What if
Yes.
the Virtual Boy was like Tron and they sucked him into the world of Virtual
Oh,
Boy?
God.
No one plays that thing, so they would never find him.
I play.
What if they made him go
Justin
through a bunch of
plays it.
torture
I'm
playing nothing but
nobody.
Virtual Boy for the next 3 hours?
He's doomed to ever to play Virtual
You're
Boy
doomed
tennis
to
for
play
the rest of his
Mario
life.
Clash for 3 hours straight. No!
Oh,
That's awesome.
I am all for all of this. If he is, I kind of want him to be dead just in one of these.
Yeah.
If he did die, one of these scenarios is actually what did it.
Worth it.
Definitely worth it. Definitely worth this poor barista. Hopefully
I'm
someone's
so
there.
sorry.
Yeah. But anyways, we have peaked, I think, for the week. So I think we're going to
There's
stop
no way
there.
we're topping that.
Plateau.
No.
I'm not going to go on to the next topics. We're like an hour and a half in, so we're going to go ahead and call this a show. I don't even know what the fuck I'm going to call this show. There's so many different options. But anyways,
Something will come to you when you're listening to it for the second time. Something will jump
The
out
Mushroom
at you.
Mafia.
I think we might have it.
That's a good one. Okay, I'm going to write that down. Just going to write that
Well, I'll
down.
text it to you at the same time.
I was gonna go with. I was trying to think of a play on words with unseasonable.
Oh, unseasonably mild.
Warm, but unseasonably wild.
Seasonally
Yeah.
mushroom.
The
Mushroom
unseasonably
mafia, right.
mild mushroom mafia. That one's not bad.
Okay, we're gonna just tie them all together.
It's a magical mystery tour.
We're gonna. There we go. I'm writing it down so I don't forget. But anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for listening. If you guys want to hear more from us, which I hope you do, and if you do want to hear more from us, and you check out these sites about these places you can talk to us at, give us more ideas how they killed this barista. I want to know. If you guys got theories with way Nintendo killed them with using their IPs, please tell me. I'm all for it. But anyways, to talk to us. What?
Nothing.
Okay. If you guys want to talk to us, we're on Facebook. We have a page and group. It is Drunk-Nerds. On Twitter, we are at Drunk Nerds Pod, so follow us on there. And then on Twitch, we are Drunk Nerds Podcast. So follow us on there. I can never remember. I'm gonna remember one
It's
of these
follow.
days. I keep looking it up. and
It's
forget.
follow.
Thank you.
Like so the
Sometimes
thing
it's
about
subscribe.
Twitch is it's confusing
Sorry.
because they do have follow and they do have subscribe, but they're two different
Yep.
functions. Like follow is
They have
when you like
friends now.
somebody and you want to see when they go online. Subscribe I think is when you actually are like willing to monetarily back somebody up. That usually entails like them giving you like special emoticons with their faces or whatever. Like there's a lot of stuff that goes along with that. So they can do either, but like follow is the base level interaction on Twitch.
Okay. And they do have a friends list now. We have
friends.
on
They do
Twitch.
exist.
Really?
Yeah, they do exist. Yes, we do have a couple friends.
Cool.
Yeah, and then on YouTube we are Drunk-Nerds on there. So subscribe to that one. I know that. That's our channel. I believe that's all the places to check us out at. Also, before I forget, we are doing the Drunk-Nerds flashback episodes. Episode 1, I forgot to mention last week, came out, I believe, on the 6th or 7th. And we're doing it every 2 weeks. So this Thursday, Drunk-Nerds episode 2 will be coming out. They'll be going up. Usually I release at 4 or 5 in the morning because I figure it's
Yes, episode 2.
Yep, that one. And real quick, that one actually, it's probably our most infamous one. It's the one we talk about the most in the history of the
Oh,
show.
yeah.
We had Talking Ship's Nerves on it. had a fun conversation about Jack and our Gables, credit card.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
that whole scenario. So that's one of my all-time favorite moments of the show.
It was great.
We might have peaked at episode 2 in like June of 2013. Definitely our low point was when Justin asked if he can be on the show. That's definitely a low point. I'm kidding, kind of. Justin's really sad now. I feel bad, kind of. Really. But anyways, that will be coming out Thursday. I hope you guys like that. I'm going to apologize once again for the...
I choose you episode. That's what just happened to me with Ralphie. My heart just exploded.
Oh, goddamn, Justin. This is why you're about...
Edit that out.
No, I'm gonna edit it harder.
Wow, that's a throwback.
Yeah.
That was the Blue Show, right? Or was it Brown? It was Brown
gotta be
Show,
Brown
yeah.
Show.
Dave, edit that in harder.
Yeah, I'll ask Dave if he can edit that 6-second clip there for me. Send it back to me. But anyways, once again, thank you guys so much for listening. Check us out on all those places I just mentioned. Check back Thursday for episode 2. It was recorded in June 2013. And then check back the following weekend. We'll be back with 195. But anyways, I'm rambling again. I'm sorry. I'm pointing. And Justin's mocking me for pointing.
No.
Or you wanted to point
I'm
along
just
with
pointing with you. It's
Oh,
fun.
okay. I appreciate it. I don't want to be alone in this. But anyways, I was Tyler.
I've been Troy.
Been Justin.
And I have been the Colonel. And until
The
next
one,
time.
the only. And Gables.
Peace out.
Mr. Black.
Shut up, Justin. God damn it.
Oh, Mr. Barista, you were breaking my heart. Now I'm gonna drown you in spaghetti. Woohoo!
Mr. Barista, you take my switch. You take my switch, I take your leg.
Your leg is gone. We don't care. We don't care no more. Your leg is gone.
Who is that guy?
Oh, that's great. All right. Oh, we peaked there.
Yep.
I was wrong.
I was on the downfall. Yep.
Okay. Thank you. That was good.
Mr. Black.
Bye, guys.
Excuse me. You too many beers there. Anyways, we're on iTunes now, so go on there, check us out, and if you like us, leave us a review, and we'll even shout you out. And Jack will send you his credit card number.